Well, aloha, mother fathers. Welcome in another edition of the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast. Not in your normal one shot, but a two shot today. Going to be a little bit of a different vibe throughout it. But we're happy to be here as always, the week before the week of WrestleMania. Recording this on the Tuesday.
Yes.
Because I have to take a trip, and I won't see you next fall. But
this guy's kind of good at tennis, so
yeah. So I'm going to be down in Arizona doing that. We thought about maybe doing a remote, but I'm going to come in like late Thursday or Thursday evening. I'm going to be after a 30-hour drive. I'm going to be pretty beat. So this is the day we're doing it, and of course you'll see it Friday morning across all the different streaming platforms. Thank you for watching, of course, and tuning in all across, whether it's the YouTube for the full episodes, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all the audio platforms as well. Kyle Cornell, Double A Anthony Alford with you. As always, how are you doing?
good. I mean, we got a lot to.
Oh yeah, I know.
we got a lot to get into. I want to, before we dive into anything, I just want to make sure that you guys are locked in with Fanatics, Fanatics.com. You see the QR code there on the bottom. If you are a John Cena, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes,
What?
I guess Pat McAfee. I think Pat McAfee may have something on Fanatics.com. He probably does. Go to Fanatics.com. You see the QR code on the bottom. Check it out. Get some good deals. And also, too, if you go on our Inside Edge Network website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com, and you go to the partners section, you will see all of our partners, and you want to click on that and get some great deals. Again, here with wrestling, all of your present and past WWE superstars, it is all there, Fanatics.com, especially in WrestleMania season. You got to be in style for WrestleMania season and beyond. So we have that for you at Fanatics.com. Now, before we get into all the stuff that we have to cover for the show, my buddy, my bro, Kyle, has asked for a few minutes of time. And, Kyle, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I appreciate you giving me a few minutes. I know this isn't normally the place where we bring some stuff personally into, this world. This world we've talked about, if you've been on the ride now for over almost 2.5 years, has been a lot about having fun and experiences and getting heated, but still obviously at the end of the day, just love and respect for each other and all that. And it's not a place we've dipped our toes too deep into when it's come to the personal lives and all that. Today, I'm taking a bit of a U-turn on that. I've been going through a lot since technically May of 2024, if you really want to get deep into it. It's not a secret. I've mentioned it a couple times on the podcast that I've been going through a divorce. It's been a long process. We had tried to work on things for a while. That obviously fell through. We're in a good place now, me and my ex, and trying to just kind of finalize things and move on with our lives and obviously respect her. She's a good mom. Everything's great on that end. And I'm thankful that I've had this. I've had you as a friend, our friend group too, a couple guys that, Jake, Eli, guys that have their own shit, obviously, too, but they're here. But there's been one person that has got me through a lot of this. Pete, no, call me a bitch for crying. I've brought her up a few times, mainly in the back half of last year. We've known each other for, if you're keeping count on calendars, over a year and a half. But we had a run for a while where we dated. It started in end of July and beginning of August last year. She came into my life when I wasn't looking, when I kind of felt like, okay, I need to just start fresh. I need to just focus on myself. And usually, get the fucking Kleenex out of here, you jerk. I can get through it. I'm a man. I can deal with it, I guess.
You ain't 40 yet, though.
Shit. 40,000. He was around when dinosaurs still walked.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. But I know she watches this because she was and is still one of the biggest supporters of me. she did a lot that she doesn't even know, as far as getting me to a place where I felt good about myself again. So, Samantha, I know you're watching. Thank you, for all of that. We've had an interesting couple of months, to say the least. Things technically ended in November, and they shouldn't have, but they did. And I have to hold blame for that too. We all make mistakes, including me. Believe me, I'm no saint. I've made plenty of them. There was a second in February where we thought things maybe were going to turn around, and they didn't. And now we're here. I'm not going to speak to the situation she's currently in, because that's not fair to the person she's currently seeing and that situation and what she has to go through on a day in, day out basis. But all I can tell you is that I'm always here. Whether that's through the good and the bad, through my mistakes, through your mistakes, whatever it is. I've told a very few select people about all of this and about what's going on. They all kind of don't know either. It kind of just perplexes them a little bit too, like it does me, because believe me, I'm very confused about all this and how this is still going on. But all I can tell you is that I'm not going anywhere. And I can think it's easy to just tell you that and to tell people closest to me that. But now I'm telling everyone, because this is out there. This isn't a private conversation. This isn't getting edited. This isn't scripted. This just says the time on my fucking clock, which, by the way, it's 6:31 on Tuesday night, in case you're wondering. This is just me being open. Something that I said when I started seeing you that I wanted to do, because I felt like I never did before. And you brought that out of me. So I'm here. I always will be. And I love you. So yeah.
Good job, buddy. Proud of you. We'll take a break, talk some wrestling right after this.
The one thing I've noticed too, like when people walk into the store, like even if they've had a rough day, whatever, as you can see, like because we're right here at the front, we can see people walk in. As soon as they walk through those doors, the expression changes.
Yeah, it does.
Immediately.
Their eyes open up. They're like,
oh my
whoa,
goodness.
Look at this place.
I mean, the kids are always excited.
Oh,
But
yeah.
even the parents are like, I got to take my kids to the kid. They're like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. I love seeing that expression just change with everyone when they walk through.
For sure.
Yeah,
So it's I mean, it's all about the experience here. You know, we've got that. We've got the train set up with the amusement park ride, which is a tribute to an old park that used to be in Cleveland called Euclid Beach Park, closed in '69. But it's got all these little rides, miniature rides, and you can hit a button, and these rides start moving and making carnival noises, and it's just really cool. We just added another wall of old candy boxes. Some are from like the 20s, and we have a whole wall of them.
Welcome back. As we get ready to talk the sweet moment of the week, I'm telling you right now, if you did not take advantage of the Easter deal, what are you doing? What are you doing? But it's still there for you for WrestleMania weekend, the NBA playoffs, the Guardians, a ton of stuff. BA Sweeties, largest candy store in North America, over 75 years of business. And, I mean, that flyover commercial, honestly, it wasn't long enough because that store is huge between the store itself and the ice cream shop and coming soon, Golfland as well, coming very soon. So
once the weather decides what the hell it wants to do.
That's a good point. That is a very, very good point. Depending on when you watch this show, either it's going to be 80 degrees, 50, or 30. So,
or for me, it'll be about 93.
Yeah,
so,
about that.
Unless it changes, which it has a couple times since I've checked the weather app. But
the entire day. Anywho, go to BA Sweeties, Interstate 480, the Ridge Road exit. Make a left on Brook Park Road. You'll see a giant lollipop right there. Head on inside and get some good popcorn, homemade here locally. Some of the best popcorn around. I still need to get the cheddar popcorn again.
Told you, the Buffalo Ranch popcorn. When they're not sold out, because people are smart, they buy that stuff up quick.
I know. That's I went last weekend and actually tried to get the Buffalo Ranch, and it wasn't there because it was sold out. So.
And that's the important thing, so you guys can still use that promo code Lollipop through the end of the month, like you mentioned, AA. Obviously, Easter is over. Their Super Bowl is past. Couldn't tell you who won the Super Bowl this past year? Seattle?
Yeah, yes.
I couldn't tell you if it's Seattle or New England won it. I don't know who Seattle and New England would be for BA Sweeties, but I can tell you that we still have that deal for you. $5 off a purchase of $40 or more. Ends up being 12.5% somewhere in there. It's not a bad deal to take advantage of to get some money off, especially now with the post-Christmas deals, or post-Easter deals, I should say. And if you're like me and you're Serbian Ukrainian and your Easter is this coming Sunday, now you really take advantage of it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Now it's time, because especially in our area, Northeast Ohio, we got a lot of people that are Ukrainian, Serbian, Eastern European. They celebrate this calendar, this day. So an opportunity to kind of capitalize on that too. So tell your friends as well. Maybe you've already done that, but maybe someone else has been looking for it. It's a good opportunity to get out there and support not only the local powerhouse that is BA Sweeties here for the area, but also, I mean, it's the national brand. It's a landmark here in Northeast Ohio. So
I believe, I have to look, actually you might have to look this up. I believe there's a branch of BA Sweeties out in Arizona.
Really?
I'm not even joking. I think there's a Sweeties branch with this company in Arizona. So this is random research from like a few months ago, but I think it's something out there. So, but yeah, I mean, BA Sweeties is fantastic and good stuff.
They have a Sweeties candy of Arizona.
Yeah.
Tell you what,
You might want to check it out.
I'm looking at the website now, SweetiesCandyAZ.com. The largest and sweetest candy store in Arizona. Because you know what? Why wouldn't it be? Chandler. Pete, you're familiar with Arizona. Is Chandler by Phoenix?
It's one of the suburbs, but I'm not sure, I think it's one of the suburbs, but I'm not sure how far it is.
I was told not to go south if I'm in Phoenix. I should stay on the north side.
Okay, yeah, because
South gets pretty rough. Rough and tumble in the mean streets of Arizona.
the southwest side, maybe, because I think Scottsdale's kind of to the east, southeast.
Because I know I'm going to be
Scottsdale's really a affluent
I'm in
area.
Surprise, so I'll be northeast or northwest. Sorry,
You'll be northwest. I know exactly where you'll be.
Yeah, you do.
You can say hi to my parents and my sister.
If you give me the address, I may pop over and be like, "Hey, what's up? You guys making dinner? Because I'm hungry." I don't.
Oh, Pete, real quick before we talk about CM Punk.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Menor High School band has something going on these next couple weeks.
So the Menor High School is the marching. It's not in the marching band. It's actually the Music Menor. So it's a whole band. The whole band thing. So it's musicmenors.org. There is a raffle going on. It's for scholarships. So every year the Music Menors do a basket raffle. So it's like a Chinese raffle. It's go.rallyup.com/musicmenors2026, I believe. It's on the Inside Edge network under partners. So we have the link to that. And buy tickets. There's a whole bunch. I mean, there's one that's a slushy, one of those ninja slushy machines.
Oh, that's nice.
And like this, and it's like cups of the flavors and a bunch of stuff that goes with that. There's a lottery tree, which is like $400-$500 worth of lottery tickets, like scratchers.
Yeah.
There's a gift card tree that's $480 of gift cards to different places. There's a Cardinal swag bag. There's a Go Sports swag bag, which actually is stuff from the Browns, the Cavs, the Cleveland Crunch. There's a signed pennant from the Cleveland Crunch players. There's 4 tickets for next season for the Crunch. There's also in that is a swag bag from Greenies, which there are a couple unopened packs of cards, and there are a bunch of Cleveland athlete cards in there too that are all in the cases. Yeah, really, really nice. I mean, that basket's probably worth about $500 or $600. I mean, the greeny stuff is probably worth 150 to 200 alone in that bag. So I think the tickets vary based on the basket, but it's like, 10 tickets for $10 or 10 tickets for $20. It depends on it. There's an alcohol basket. It's great.
I went to the website. There's a lot of good stuff there.
And full disclosure, my wife is in charge of the scholarships. So she's a scholarship chair for the music mentors this year. So she's spent a lot of time working on these. And please buy tickets, win them, come get them out of my freaking house because I have 10 huge prize baskets just sitting around the house right now. So.
Oh, man.
And we have the link on the bottom of the screen post. Well, the bottom of the
busy editing this week.
Yeah, we'll have the link at the bottom of the screen. You have, if you're here locally in Northeast Ohio, you have until WrestleMania Saturday to log in and sign up for the raffle. All right, let's talk some wrestling. And later in the show, ESPN, Joe Tessitore, they released the WrestleMania Saturday and Sunday cards. We'll get to that. I have a few thoughts on potential NXT call-ups later in the show. So we have a packed show. And we start with our sweet moment of the week. CM Punk, you are back in, at least on CM Punk, after his promo on Monday.
Yeah, I think that was... especially on a night where I was struggling. I was like, man, do I really even want to watch this Raw tonight? Because my mind was going 1,000 miles a minute. Snapped me into it a little bit. I was like, oh, shit, all right, they finally let him go. And I kind of mentioned this, I think, a few weeks back, where it's like when we get closer to the show, I'd have to imagine they're going to like loosen the reins, no pun intended, a little bit on these guys and let them go. And you saw it a little bit with Cody, too, on SmackDown last week, and then now you saw it with Punk on Raw this past Monday, where he just, and everyone could get it.
Yeah.
And that's the best version of him. Some people were like saying, like, oh, I wanted to turn it. It's like, what? So.
A turn.
Like, they wanted to turn it, like, turn the channel, get it off
Netflix.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And I saw some of the comments, because I spent way too much time on the internet the past 2 days. But, like, just.
That's how I know your mind is racing.
Yeah.
I'm the internet
when I'm
guy.
plugged into my phone, it's.
I'm the internet guy on this show.
Yeah. But, like, constantly looking at it. Yeah. But, like, then. It's like, so what do you want him to do? Do you want him to be the guy he was before where everything seemed like it was all talking points and he wasn't being himself? Or now he's too brash and he's calling out the CEO and president of TKO, essentially, because that's who Pat McAfee's manager was and all that stuff. Ari Emanuel was the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's calling out The Rock. He's calling out Pat McAfee. He's calling out all these guys. Like, I mean, it's what he did to make himself and put himself in this spot 15 years ago.
Yeah, from a performance standpoint, outstanding stuff from CM Punk. I like the fact, too, from a technical, I like the fact that, I think we have loosely used the term pipe bomb for years since that famous promo back in 2011 in Vegas. I like that he said, oh, you guys, you keep saying pipe bomb, this is what it is.
Let me actually show you what it is.
Yeah, this is what it is, and it's actually truth and gospel. Man, I love, too, how he addressed, wait a minute, I'm there every single week, and you guys are booing me because I announced that Roman Reigns is not going to be here, that Roman is not coming to the second-to-last Raw before WrestleMania.
It's not his fault.
In a big city, by the way, Houston, Texas. It's not like...
I don't know where the go-home show is, but, I mean, that's...
I don't know where. This has to be somewhere on the West Coast.
You would assume. Or that direction, at least, you'd think. But who knows? It could be in Miami.
I know.
No, we don't care. Fly.
Well, SmackDown tonight's in San Jose.
Okay. They're keeping him out there for that.
But you know what, though?
Well, because Friday Night SmackDown will be in Vegas on
next week.
The following week, yeah.
Next week.
So
assume. You really, if you want to drive tickets, you have tonight's SmackDown and Monday's Raw to do it. That's it. Like, when we do this show next week.
Take his advice. Lower the fucking ticket prices.
They can't. For WrestleMania, they can't. Now, future shows, I did see a report. Future shows, they're going to look into it. I think they should. I think for future shows.
Don't look into it. Just do it.
I think the problem with
Oh, we're only going to make $9.4 billion instead of $9.5 this year. Shit.
well, let me ask you this: if you are that's a good point. If you already paid for WrestleMania,
Oh, you'd be pissed. But
you would be pissed.
if they said it was an overarching plan that was going beyond just this event now, moving forward into the rest of the wrestling shows, then maybe you feel a little bit better because, okay, I did buy my tickets early for this, but there's been enough of a push now where going forward, if I want to attend an event, I can afford it. So, I mean, dude, you're always going to piss off somebody. I mean, but at the end of the day, like, it makes sense to do it. And you got multiple guys talking. You got all these guys talking about the state of the business and all that because Triple H is being honest now. He's been like, you know what? We're kind of sucking some ass really quick here. And if we don't, pick it up at some point, maybe that promotion down in Jacksonville might actually get a few things going in the right direction, and we may actually be in trouble. So,
well, the one they have never once mentioned the promotion down in Jacksonville.
They've taken shots, and so has AEW.
Yeah,
they have done that too. So they both went back and forth. We're being really honest about it, without necessarily fully saying it. AEW's been a little more brass with it, and crass, and that's their way of just doing business. But I mean, I don't know. The promo was great.
Yeah, the promo
was fantastic. That was what he needed to get me back interested in this. And now Roman will be there next week, so it's his turn. You can't say you're old. And that can't be your punchline. You better bring the fucking heat.
We mentioned on this show last week, CM Punk has done what he's been asked to do the entirety of this feud and has brought it, and Roman has not. But now you could take it up a notch from what you saw on Monday with Punk's performance and what he said, the presentation of it, all of it. You could take that. I have a bigger point to make about this once we get to the McAfee segment. But yeah, this was great. You have any final thoughts on the sweet moment of the week?
I am curious about how Roman responds to the Pat McAfee stuff too, because he's the one that's saying the business is in the shitter, and Roman has been the guy for the past 5-6 years. It's going to answer a lot more questions about The Rock's involvement in all this, because I would like to think it's Saudi next year at that WrestleMania, The Rock will be in a match. I think that'll be his last match. And he'll make it big, and they want to make sure they're going to
dress it up.
Sell the farm for that, which is, good. Hopefully Roman and The Rock can fight each other finally, and they can be out of the way of the other main important people that need to be in those spots, like Oba and like those guys. But I'm curious to see how Roman reacts to all this, because if he acts pissed off too, and he says, Pat McAfee, what the fuck, that kind of thing, that tells me they're trying to set up something beyond this with The Rock, as opposed to if he agrees with him and says, yeah, it is all Cody's fault, and look at you, I'm the reason why we had the most ticket sales before, whatever it was, and I'm the reason, and he's got a point, with me and Randy on top, whatever, we would be able to do so much more. Then I don't think about it, them working together as much.
Well, that line, the lines that Punk dropped in this promo, you main evented 11, the most WrestleManias, but the first 8 that you main evented sucked.
It's true.
And then he
had his moments.
And then the dog crap.
Eating the dog food. He ate dog food for an old man. He wasn't kidding. He did.
Yeah. So
that clip's out there. Still, I'm surprised he hasn't had it scrubbed yet.
You do have. I was thinking about Roman's main events though, real quick. We're not going to do a full match by match breakdown.
I hope not.
But I was just thinking, because I was watching the WWE Vault YouTube channel. Great stuff there. They just roll matches, and they have different channels and stuff. And they were doing like WrestleMania main events. So like at 2:00 in the morning last night, I'm watching Lawrence Taylor versus Bam Bam Bigelow. At 2 in the morning. Boy, I had too much caffeine.
But you were doing that, and I was doing something else at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I had too much caffeine.
I was pacing the full length of my apartment, and I have a pretty good sized apartment.
Yeah, one of the other matches that they showed was Brock Lesnar and Roman from Mania 31. That was actually a good match.
That was a long time ago.
But it was a long time. It was a long time
7
ago.
years ago?
Yeah. But then he was thinking like some of the other matches, like, okay, his match with Triple H fell flat.
Which it shouldn't have, because he was Triple H was actually a believable heel at that point, but still, yeah.
Well, the problem with a lot of Roman's main events in the past is kind of a Gunther problem, where the matches itself are not bad matches back in the day.
He used to work faster too.
Yeah.
Like, he's obviously slowed down a bit more because his character demands it.
Cinema.
Yeah. It's pro wrestling, not cinema. Like that's still one of the best lines he said. Because,
I was thinking about that line too. I'm like, man, that's cold blooded.
Because we're 2 years past anything being cinema anymore. Like we acknowledged at that point, no pun intended again, that was, and now no, we want to see pro wrestling. Like that's we're past the bloodline stuff. And if you're gonna dip your toes back into this, which they kind of distanced, they didn't have the Usos come out and interrupt Punk, or there wasn't any issues. I'm kind of hoping it stays that way. I don't want a bloodline rules match. I don't want any of this garbage. Which if they do it, then I want to see people come out for both sides. Like I want Punk to have some people with him too, because they don't want to see Roman be champion. Because all of a sudden now everyone in the business, everyone in the back that had a problem with Roman for all those years is just going to forget what it was like when he was champion and he didn't show up every week. And now with Punk being there,
barely showing up now, showing up late.
Think about the last 4 guys that held the title, that World Heavyweight title, because there's only been 4 guys, I think.
Right.
Seth. Damian Priest, who was trying to prove himself, so he was there every week. Even though he wasn't always booked, he was there every week. Gunther, and then obviously back to Seth and now Punk again.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are there every week working. You're going to take the title away from them. There's a very good possibility we walk out of WrestleMania with Roman Reigns and Randy Orton as your 2 champions. They're both part-timers. This is something we were supposed to be getting away from when we went into the Triple H era, and we thought we were. Roman, when he first took over and was the tribal chief, wasn't a part-timer, and then he kind of built up this persona, and then everything happened with Cody, and Cody's not a part-timer. Cody's full-on going to this.
Basically there every week.
And he still has the Hollywood stuff, but he still shows up. Punk's the same way. He's like, I go film TV shows, and I do all this stuff and everything, but guess what? I'm still here.
I think Cody only took time off last year because he had a child.
Yeah,
that was it.
He had his second daughter.
Yeah,
like, I mean,
that was it.
I think he missed like a month or something.
Yeah,
like
he
that?
missed a month,
maybe, and then he was back. Like,
yeah,
it's like I don't fucking. Like,
there's a bigger point that's there based on what McAfee said, but CM Punk did an outstanding job. The sweet moment of the week, CM Punk taking that microphone off and. Boy, his presentation is just fantastic. He relates. CM Punk did a great job because people in that crowd, and where were they at again? Houston. People in that crowd at first, I think that was a pro Roman Reigns crowd at first.
Oh yeah,
they were giving him what chance? He turned it around. They were giving him a few other chants. He turned it around, and that just goes to show you how phenomenal CM Punk and the believability. CM Punk really is on the microphone in delivering. And it was smart, too, especially like 4 or 5 straight weeks where Punk and Roman closed out the show. Let them open. Switch up the formula of the show a little bit and get people talking. But again, our sweet moment of the week, there is the address to get the BA Sweeties, 6770 Brook Park Road in Cleveland, Ohio. Also, if you're in Arizona, go to BA Sweeties AZ. Check it out.
Check it out.
Go ahead, check it out.
I got some time.
And there it is again. Interstate 480 to Ridge Road exit. Don't hit a car on your way there, and you'll be set and ready to go.
You got something you got to tell me? You get an accident on the way here?
No. But it was. I'm not going to get into traffic. I'm not going to get into traffic, but it was a pain.
When we filmed at the time we normally do end up getting into some traffic.
In the rush hour, people don't know how to drive. Anywho, Tom's the man, though. Tom is the man, and everybody over there at BA Sweeties. Again, we told you, when we did the remote last year, Sweeties, big Randy Orton fan, one of the employees. So,
wonder how she feels about all that.
Yeah. Okay. I would like 1 year, when we do this show, to not have to use an image of Cody Rhodes getting kicked in the nuts.
I feel like this is the thing now. It's like every 6 months, okay, who's going to turn on Cody and kick him in the dick? Like, this just seems to always be happening to him. I don't get it.
There's a social media video, I think it's with Jey Uso's in it, and it was just like, 4 letters, and it's MJF. 1 word. Dick. every time. Boy, can we just talk about the form here for 2 seconds here? You could tell Pat McAfee's an NFL punter.
Why? Because looks like he's having a stroke while he's kicking him. Look at where his hands are. Looks like he got a case of Parkinson's in the middle of the kick.
Oh, man. But
Looks like he's got the shakes. I'm not talking about Jacob Batu.
we're going to play McAfee in 2 seconds. If we did this show last Saturday, I would have had a complete meltdown. How in the F are you doing all this? What are you doing? Da-da-da. Time allows us to see perhaps the bigger picture out of all this.
Boy, I hope so.
But we'll see. Let's hear what the punter had to say about all of this.
He called me. He said the business didn't pass you by. It's just gone in a direction that none of us like. And I thought to myself, who's us? Randy Orton? And he talked about the forgotten WWE fan, the Attitude Era fan, the one who woke up thinking to themselves, what? The ones who walked around and said, if you smell! The fans that put this company on their back to launch it into the multi-billion world universe that it is now, we've been forgotten about. Why? When I turn on WWE TV, I have to watch 2 5'5" guys do a 45-minute Iron Man match 10 weeks straight for no rhyme or reason when Randy Orton is around.
Thank you for pointing to me like I'm Randy Orton. I appreciate it.
Why do I turn on Netflix and I see all of Gorilla circle jerking themselves episode after episode after episode when Randy Orton is around? Tickets to WrestleMania are still somehow available when Randy Orton is around. And SmackDown, fresh off the worst rated episode of all time, has a puppet for a champion, a man that represents everything that we hate. Jesus, Randy.
All right, we got it.
Listen, just because a lot of the stuff he's saying isn't wrong,
Kick his ass, Randy.
doesn't, like, because we talked about this a little bit, like, off the air, and we have speculated, obviously, for weeks who Randy was talking to. And my initial thought process was it had to be someone who made sense that Randy could take advice from. I don't think we hit that with this.
You think?
This feels, and I think almost has been confirmed at this point, is a TKO thing to get more celebrity focus on this. Do not be surprised tonight if Jelly Roll aligns with Cody
Rhodes, yep.
and they're in the corners and they do a thing. There was some talk about them doing the WrestleMania 40 again for 42 and having a tag team match night 1 and then the main event match night 2. But
Which
that's
I think you could see that at Backlash, probably.
Yeah, that won't happen here. Like it'll be just the one-on-one match with the guys in their corners, I'm assuming. At the end of the day, who was going to be in that role that was really going to make a difference? I think when you really start looking at the feasible options, and we talked about like, oh, maybe Kevin Owens or someone like that, someone that Randy could actually look to and say, you know what, yeah, you get it. Again, Pat McAfee isn't anywhere near the top of that list. You almost kind of wish it was Randy's dad instead, because they were in St. Louis and he was home and
they opened. I thought because he opened the show.
Yeah, because Cowboy Bob's got a bedtime, so like we got to make sure we get him home.
Because my thought process initially
was take his Cialis in his rum and go to bed. He's got to tend to his cast that he's been wearing for 35 years. But like I
what are you gonna go home and watch Dallas reruns?
Maybe the new Dallas.
Yeah, the new one.
They're gonna play the Dallas board game.
Well, my initial thought process when they announced that day, Randy Orton's going to open SmackDown. Okay, that tells me the reveal. All right, temper the expectations on the reveal. It's going to be. It possibly could be Cowboy Bob Orton. Again, younger fans don't know, but you could tie in that history. Dad talked, boom. Or on a slightly more outside idea would have been Ted DiBiase Jr. just because he was in the news, and again because because they were going to open.
Yeah.
If they would have closed the show, you wouldn't want that as the last. They would have felt like an immediate letdown, but you could at least tell the story during the show.
Yeah, and even with Ted DiBiase, that's more of like a reveal, I think, at WrestleMania if they decided to do that, because why is Randy going to listen to the guy that he was mentoring that flamed out of the business? Like this.
While Cody was successful in the other.
This is the whole point again. Yeah, Pat reminding Randy that he's a 14-time champion. Like Randy knows he's a 14-time champion. He had been saying it for 2 years while looking at Cody's title. So nothing Pat is saying to Randy is pumping him up more and making him go further. I think there's more at play here. However they're going to do it, I don't know. This could have been a TKO thing where they were like, we've been noticing people are pretty mad at us for some stuff. Maybe we need to take on the bad guy persona, and we need to take a page out of the guy who previously owned this company's book and us be the heels.
Oh, boy, I'm glad you brought that up.
I know you've had some thoughts
about I'm glad you brought
certain
that up.
people, but
well,
like that's been getting not name dropped, but he's been referenced a bunch.
Yeah.
On both brands for the last number of weeks.
By top stars.
Yeah, it's not like Otis went out there, I'm always going to get you for that, and said something about this guy. It's been Punk, it's been Cody, it's been...
Just because of that, I wish Otis was the guy that Randy Orton was listening to.
No, he's going to come back, and the guy he's going to recruit him, it's going to be Otis. It's got to be Otis. Look at him, he's a specimen.
By God!
Come back with a tan.
All right, let me say a few things. First off, this is not a shot at Pat McAfee himself. He's going to do a good job in playing this role.
He'll sell it.
He's going to sell it. Yeah. Mac.
He's a great heel. His NXT stuff with Adam Cole was amazing.
Yeah. By the way.
But he had a group, and he was an equal playing field because Adam Cole, Randy Orton.
By the way, don't think we didn't notice what CM Punk called Pat McAfee.
McAfee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you can't tell by now.
I didn't catch that live, and then I went back
CM Punk is not a fan of the current president of the United States, if you can't tell.
I think CM Punk has some thoughts on our current state of affairs in our United States government. All right, a couple of things. Like I told you before, I was livid about this. I did a SmackDown Reacts, which will end after this Friday. We're not going past WrestleMania with that.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But again, the delivery is there. There's a bigger thing in play because I have to think. Listen, everybody who watches, or most people who watch our show, is into the behind-the-scenes stuff of what's going on in professional wrestling and WWE, and you try to make sense of what's going on. The discussion point, whether you agree or disagree, we come on the air, we try to make sense of it. For the general fan who's watching WWE, who's just there's a show that they enjoy and they like what they see, the inside baseball stuff at surface level makes no sense to point out publicly. It doesn't. Like, who cares if SmackDown was the lowest rated episode of all time?
Make sure you tell everybody that.
Why would you tell people that?
It's already public information, so why are you opening the door to more when you should be trying? You could say the business is not in a good spot, but don't give them this was the worst show ever. What the fuck?
Again, the general public, I guarantee you, out of the people who attended SmackDown this past Friday, out of the people who watched at home or wherever, I would say 95% of the people tuning in did not know that SmackDown was the worst rated episode ever.
Yeah.
Additionally, I would say 80%, maybe 85% of the people tuning in did not know WrestleMania tickets were still on sale, and that it was a bad thing that WrestleMania tickets were still on sale. So I think we have to put ourselves in the mindset of, all right, I get blurring the lines because I have a theory behind what they're doing. But how do you effectively blur the lines but also invite the general public who generally, they don't care about the inside baseball stuff? How do you make them care about the inside baseball stuff? So my theory, I think your TKO theory is spot on. Make TKO the bad guys. Make Pat McAfee is a representative of TKO. It was Ari. It was the guy who asked Travis Scott to jump into WrestleMania last year and ruin the John Cena Cody Rhodes WrestleMania main event and caused me to almost have a stroke on the air.
My Pat is mid-kick. Look at his chin.
Dude.
That shit is tucked.
Oh, man.
He is in there.
Yeah. Foot. So for me, there's more to this. There's more to what Punk did on Monday. Because they're acknowledging that guys like Randy Orton, Randy Orton is the guy that's representative. He should be when wrestling was cool. There is a driving force behind a McAfee. I think it's two guys. One or two guys. I don't think you can go with both. You can only go with one. I think one is Vince McMahon. I think the time has come where, and here's the kicker, because you may say, oh, if you bring back Vince McMahon as a on-air character, what the hell is going on outside?
Right.
You bring up Vince McMahon as an on-air character. Sure, he represents yesteryear. What if I told you they're going to bring him back and he is locked in step on television with everything TKO is doing? Yeah, tickets are higher. Yes. The guys that I want.
Who do you think told him to do it?
Who do you think sent Pat McAfee to SmackDown? Who has tried to tear down Cody Rhodes the last couple of years? Did I pick Cody Rhodes?
I brought him back on good faith. Not to, there's a story there, as much as I don't want to see it.
I mean, there is. And then, because at that point, you're positioning, again, this is very risky, but this is the path I think they're going down. Then you're positioning a Triple H and all the baby faces, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and all the other baby faces as we are here for the people. We are here representing the WWE product that you have enjoyed over the last couple of years.
God, it just smells like War Games, doesn't it? Team Vince versus Team Triple H for control and COO-ship of WWE.
The other person is The Rock.
Yeah, I mean, that's
the other part. Like, you can interchange either Vince or The Rock in one of those rows.
This is that situation now where, unfortunately, The Rock is the much more likely destination.
And at least with The Rock, the payoff would be
a match.
You're
not going to get that. With the payoff of Vince is he gets to be back in the graces of WWE and he'll go into the Hall of Fame. For The Rock, he'll go into the Hall of Fame, but he'll be able to have that last match. He'll be able to finally check it off Roman's list. And also, this is the time to do it. Because like I said, next year will be the last year. Roman, Cody, Punk, these guys are going to be in the main events.
Yeah.
If Brock Oba is telling you anything of how WWE views him and how they view Trick and how they view Javon and all these guys that are coming up, hell, even Joe Hendry when he gets up, all that stuff too, you're not going to be hanging out there very much longer. So take advantage while you can, because Rock and Roman in 3 years ain't going to hit.
No. And WWE learned a tough lesson years ago. Like, sometimes you can't just wait on matches for the right time.
Yep.
Otherwise, they're going to pass you by. I mean, I'm sure they would have loved to have pulled off Cena and Undertaker at WrestleMania years before they finally did.
And it was a squash. And Cena didn't know he had the match until about 5 minutes before it.
Yeah, there's really no story.
Yeah, so it was all just him calling him out and no one responding because he was healing or whatever it was. It's like, okay, I mean, sure.
But for me, I think if they're really and they're concerned about ticket price, like we always talk about it in sports, like you only bring up stuff publicly when it's urgent.
Yeah.
So the fact they mentioned on the air ticket prices, I'm watching. We watched Joe Tess and on with Greeny announcing the WrestleMania cards, and Greeny, he's reading a script. He, has questions like, "Yeah, I've heard ticket sales are down." I can't believe it. It's an actual story. So for me, here's what I think. This is AA thinking crazy here.
We call that normal around here.
No one disagreed.
And the room, you could hear a pin drop.
And our viewers.
Oh.
either tonight or Raw on Monday. One of those two will show up.
Oh, it would be on Raw. They wouldn't waste that appearance on SmackDown.
The Rock or Vince McMahon will show up either tonight on SmackDown or Raw. Raw would probably be perhaps more likely. But here's why. Those, in that kind of story, those are the only two people, because the WrestleMania card is announced. We'll talk about it later. Those are the only two people in that kind of story that will drive ticket sales.
Because it's done. There's no more matches. I think the only one that hasn't been made official yet that probably will happen is Io and Asuka, if it hasn't already at this point. We're obviously talking to you on Friday morning, so maybe it has by now. But yeah, and we'll look at the cards later too. But Saturday looks like a shit show. Saturday looks rough. There's one or two matches I'm excited about, but everything it's all backloaded on Sunday.
I haven't thoroughly looked at the card, so you'll get my reaction.
As soon as I saw the graphic, I was like, well, okay, they don't care about Saturday. Cool.
Because Brock and Olba is on Sunday. Yeah, we'll get to that. But
yeah, all the big matches are on Sunday, except for two.
But I can see certain fans. Vince is very risky for all the reasons, right?
You just don't know what the hell's going on with his legal stuff, too.
Right. Vince is with all the stuff. But can you imagine all the... You want buzz. You want... And I heard this other theory. I heard this other theory, too. How do you think ESPN is reacting currently to their deal with WWE?
I think they signed a multi-year deal, so it doesn't fucking matter. They're going to have to deal with it.
Do you think right now at this current moment, you think they're overly satisfied with how it's gone so far?
I don't know what they really expected, because you're not getting the normal sports presentation, and you're not even getting the normal, if I watch an NBA Finals game on ESPN, ABC, whatever it is, I know I'm going to get wall-to-wall coverage. I'm going to get the pregame. I'm going to get the postgame. WWE has that kind of stuff. Is that airing on ESPN or is it on YouTube? If you're going to go all in, make it appear sports-based. That's how you're going to draw more interest from fans, because you're committing to it. If you're going to spend all that money to have these PLEs on your network.
And on the app.
And go for it. Make it a full-on panel, and you can throw in real sports stars. You can throw in Tom Brady in a pre-show panel for WrestleMania talking about it, and you can get confronted by Logan Paul, and it can be a whole thing. That's going to draw clicks. It's going to draw attention. It's going to get more people to watch the show. That kind of stuff. I mean, you have the ability to do this because you paid this money for this product. You should get the full scope of the product, not just say, hey, we have WrestleMania. Okay, that's awesome. Is there going to be if I'm watching Game 6 of the NBA Finals, I know that I'm watching Ernie, Chuck, and all the guys in the pregame now going to town about everything, and I know I'm getting them at halftime.
Yep.
That's why I'd be a huge fan of quicker pace shows with a halftime in them.
I would heavily support
a 15, 20-minute halftime or something like that, where you can get interviews with people that were in the first half of the show.
Yeah, I would heavily honestly. That's an idea AEW should take for their long shows.
They need to. The problem is Tony would want to bookend it with the same amount of time wrestling.
Know.
But that'd be a good idea.
But it would be a good idea.
Or their 2 nights would be a good thing, because that way Tony could put 2 3 to 4 hour shows in.
I have always supported for pay-per-view or PLEs this 2026. Pay-per-views. I've always supported for pay-per-views to have a halftime show. Even for the fans. You can have an intermission. It works for live events. It works for house shows.
Yeah.
Do intermission, and you'll be fine. And for a television presentation, let the fans kind of reset. My last point, because I don't know so far if they have seen the results. I don't know the numbers for the ESPN Unlimited app.
I'm sure
if they have seen.
Well, the subscriptions will go up because WWE fans will want to watch them, and there's a lot. So I mean, they'll by proxy they'll have to go up unless they're outside of the country. But
do you think there's? Okay, 2 more questions before we move.
Where are we going?
3 more questions. No, 2 more. So when ESPN says, "Hey, we want Pat McAfee to be used." Maybe as a one-off, because McAfee did say in this promo as well, or not at this promo,
He
but
said it on
another
a show or
on a show.
some show that if Randy loses, he'll leave.
Correct.
You'll never see him in the rest, which means Randy's going to win. Like you're not going to bring Pat back for 2 weeks.
When ESPN says, "Hey, we want one of our guys on WWE program," and naturally would be Pat McAfee,
Because he has,
but
the
let's
history.
just say in the future they want Stephen A. Smith on WWE programming or whomever. When ESPN calls WWE, who exactly are they calling? Are they calling Triple H?
No.
Are they calling Nick Khan? I mean, maybe.
Possibly.
Are they calling Ari?
They're calling Ari.
And then that leads to my second question. How often, what's the collab like between Triple H and the writing team and Ari? That's the part I'm heavily concerned with.
Well, the thing about that is, too, it's a multi-branched organization, TKO. It's MMA, it's UFC, it's WWE. They have all their shit they do.
And Power Slap.
Yeah. The best of them all.
Yeah.
Want to see this big burly dude smack the shit out of again, this happens in a lot of major companies. We've worked for a few of those in our day and stuff too, where you have a lot of oversight but not a lot of communication, and there's a lot of we kind of let you do what you need to do until we tell you otherwise and do this, even if it's working or it's not or whatever it is. Like it's very likely that they reached out. Whoever's running ESPN now talked to Ari. He's like, we really want star power for this. We want to make sure we get people, because we're blacked out in the Vegas area too for this. We want to make sure people are buying.
That's a good point. I completely forgot about that.
So we want to make sure our subscriptions are up. Everyone's really interested. We need to bring in someone from our network to draw more sports fans in.
Mm-hmm.
And the only person here that has any experience with you guys and we feel like is a big enough star who's open to doing it is Pat. So how can we make this work?
And I'm sure Pat, and I believe I saw the report too, that Pat initially turned this down.
He was burnt out from announcing, but now he's in his off season. I mean, he's got the draft coming up, and that's a big deal for that show.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I mean, he's got shit to do till what, September, October?
Till game day, yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to be, caught with his dick in his hand for 5-6 months. So what can Pat do? He can be Randy Orton's manager, oracle, whatever the fuck you want to call him now, for the next half a year, if they decide to go this route. I mean, I don't see many worlds where Cody wins and keeps his title on next Saturday. But I mean, I don't know.
We got to move on, but we will have a conversation next week when we, our official WrestleMania preview show.
Yeah, we'll have our predictions too.
Do we live in a world where I think it's likely Randy Orton and Roman Reigns are champions? How does that world look? How would that work? Again, to me,
Covered as bear.
there has to be a bigger picture. If you're going to go down that path and you're opening this up, there has to be a bigger thing. I don't.
If you're going to, like I said, this is going to be one of the last times you do.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just don't. There's too many guys that are too good, that are too over to keep going back to the well with these dudes.
Yeah.
And it's not taking shots at Randy and Roman. There are big enough stories for them outside of the titles. But if Randy's making it his mission to get 18 now, it's a little different. That means he needs to show the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because he ain't going to win 18 if he's, missing half the year or whatever it is. Like, if this is your goal, you want to do it, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be here.
Yeah, you got to do it. All right, let's move on.
You got to do it. You can't do it if you didn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get, man. Hey, Cody, we're a D cup, man. What are you doing?
He needs to invest in a front and a back cup. He's getting kicked in the balls, the taint. His ass cheeks are tighter than a virgin on prom night.
That might be the worst nut shot ever taken by anybody in pro wrestling.
I could see the blue in his shoes.
Dude, what are we doing?
Speaking of which,
I would have rather got put in a sleeper.
Something about a guy getting choked up by another guy in a trench coat. Just sounds so good for our audio listening audience.
So I thought about you when this angle played out, I'm sorry, real quick. One last question about the McAfee thing. So later that night, Cody Rhodes comes back out and cuts a promo. What did you think of the promo?
It's in line with what Punk did. as far as like you mentioned, building up an enemy that isn't just a person. It's building up the TKO conglomerate as a fuck you. I'm more worried, and this is something that you said you live outside the box with your theory about Vince or Rock coming back. I'm more worried that it's on the brink of a story that they've been told to write because Vince may try to buy them back. And it will be I'm the White Knight. See, it was better with me. This has gone downhill really fast. You had your fun because of one story. But since then, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. More times it's been shit, so I'm here now. Like, that's what I'm afraid, if it's not the kind of thing you laid out, what they're building towards instead is Vince white knighting this, coming back and saying, no, you had your opportunity. This is my baby. I'm home. I bought it back. It's mine now. It'd be really fucking crazy if he says they're private again, because then that would actually lean more into what Pat wants. So he says, and we should be seeing girls taking their tops off. Some people get really excited about, bra and panties matches and all that stuff again. We're about to go back to the Stone Ages of this. And in 2026, that would be wild. In this climate, this day and age, if they went back to Attitude Era level wrestling product on your screens, oh boy. Hate to put that thought in your head, but I've had enough terrible thoughts for the past couple of days, so I figured I might as well share one with you.
That might happen.
Yeah.
Oh God.
There was always talk. He sold it. When is he going to buy it back?
Oh, that might happen.
And you know what? Now more than ever, with everything going on, and with usually the people
that explains Stephanie.
Usually you don't go out there and shit talk. You can do like the boss.
Oh no.
But you don't shit talk the company itself, the conglomerate that owns you. Like, it's rare. It's like MJF coming out. He still didn't even shit talk AEW. He just shit talked Tony Khan.
Correct.
They're not doing that they're not shit talking Triple H. They're going after the company of TKO. And that's the part where it's like, what are they writing? What are they doing because of all this? Who's actually pulling the strings now? This may be one of the first times ever that I think that maybe it's already out of his hands at this point. Because Triple H he's never been on TV that much either. He's come out to welcome people to the show, but he hasn't been in contract signings and all this stuff. And now all of a sudden he's on the screen. Now all of a sudden Steph is on the screen again. We're going back to Old Faithful, even though Old Faithful dried up about 10 years ago.
And Triple H was not needed for the Brock Oba segment.
If they were going to fight immediately, there was no need.
It was that part was weird too, because Adam Pearce. It was pretty much like, all right, your supervisor's out there, but you're still leading the proceedings. Adam Pearce is still in the middle of the ring.
That's the biggest big brother, little brother thing you're ever going to see. Hey, that job I told you to do? You're not doing it good enough, so I'm going to go out there and hold your hand. And you're going to still talk and say everything, and I'm going to nod in the background.
I just want you to understand that I have connected the dots after what you just said. Stephanie on TV, that explains why she was there. That explains Paul Heyman's little line during his promo at MSG last week of, I'm the last remaining promoter of the 90s left standing.
They've all said it. They have
all said it. He's back. Vince McMahon is back. Vince McMahon, I'll look dead at the camera. Vince McMahon is back.
We may have to change the format of the show if this happens. You want to talk about sports or something? I know you already have multiple shows where you talk about sports on the podcast.
No. But the seriousness of this, because remember, with TKO initially, Vince was on the board, obviously, and then things happen legally. So it's not like, all right, TKO took over and immediately removed Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon really was only removed because of the legal stuff that was going on. It's not like he was kicked out. It's not like they didn't embrace what he was doing. I mean, Vince McMahon's back, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to skate around on it on this show anymore. We're not. He's back. Now it's just a matter of how he's going to be brought back.
Yeah, what capacity. And will we even know? We may just find out in a press release one day that he's back. I don't know. I believe it now more than I ever did. I thought for sure that he was gonna.
They can't go that strong because they weren't. I mean, it's so blatantly. I mean, WWE, yes, they're a little bit detailed in terms of storytelling, but they give you seeds all the time.
Yeah,
it's not like
you're not bringing this stuff up just for fun, just to get a pop. Maybe the one or two times, but like this has been like every week. There's been multiple references.
It's the same thing they did when CM Punk returned. It was Seth Rollins and others dropping nuggets in September and October of 2023 of CM Punk.
Because you got to think too, like because Punk has talked about his return, and like, it really came together like the day before and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, but you were talking to him for like a month, 2 months at a time.
You were talking for months.
They were running it by guys like Seth and Roman and probably John too or whatever. Like, hey, do you think we can? He seems like he's changed. He seems like, obviously I've changed. He's changed. I think that part's true. So, like, what do you think? I mean, can we bring him back and can we all get along and do business? Because if we can't, then we can have a talk. But, like, what do you think? And they all said, sure. And he's okay, so we're going to pepper in some stuff here or there to kind of get people thinking about it. And then we're going to blow the roof off. It's the slow burn up into here we are. And I am concerned that it's going to go that direction.
And John Cena is one of those guys who has supported Vince McMahon. And I'm sure TKO has reached out to John Cena over time, over the last year during his retirement tour. Hey, what's your vibe check on Vince? And I think that Vince had that birthday party around SummerSlam last year, and a lot of the top stars went.
Well, because they're all Vince guys.
Mm-hmm.
Brock, Vince guy.
Yeah.
John Cena, Vince guy.
And the way that TKO looks at it, because the Ari and the board, other than The Rock, they're not pro wrestling guys. They look at money, so they're turning to guys who drew money for WWE, and all of them, all the guys we just mentioned, including The Undertaker, all of them have loads of respect for Vince McMahon. And they all speak highly of Vince McMahon. And I'm sure privately they have had conversations of, okay, how come we're not drawing as much? And somebody in there, and nobody's going to say this publicly because they're going to look terrible when they say this. Somebody in there, one of those top stars said that Cody Rhodes doesn't draw. Look at how, I know you brought up Roman, but this is the one part I'll disagree with you on the Roman part. Roman Reigns was drawing. And when we handed the baton off to Cody, and Triple H picked Cody to be the guy, we have tried to make Cody Rhodes as the top act work. And those guys are the ones saying, or one of them that is directly in the ear of Ari and TKO, one of them, they're saying, Cody's not at the level that we were at when we were at the top.
Yeah, you're kind of. Someone posted too, like, hey, besides the Roman thing where Cody finished his story, can you name one story he's had since then that really captivated everyone and got them all invested? The Cena stuff was frowned upon. People didn't really enjoy it. Even the SummerSlam follow through at the end, it was a good match, but still it wasn't a really good story. He had the thing with Kevin Owens that had potential to be really, really good, and then KO obviously got hurt and couldn't really do as much. And then it was.
Now, I will defend Cody on this, and this is what Cody was saying in response. Every time I've had an opportunity to tell a great story and be the guy, you guys have crapped all over it. The Cena stuff from last year. That should have been epic, and then Travis Scott ruined it.
Yeah, but he was champ for a year straight, and again, you can't name me another story where it was like they told a really good story. Cody was super over and got everyone invested, and it was great. I can't think of anything, and that includes this Randy story now, where it's like,
and Cody in this segment was booed.
Maybe the Drew stuff, but Drew is kind of the main pushing point on that. I think he was a better champion even in the short term than Cody was for the past 2 years when it came to just interest because it was different.
Yeah.
Which is ironic coming from a guy who was around even before Cody was here.
It's amazing. And like Pat McAfee in this, and I promise we'll move on to Gunther. The Pat McAfee even in this promo, he had to go cheap heat route to start, the typical insult your local sports teams route. He had to, because otherwise they would have cheered him.
They were cheering. They were excited. They were booing Cody when he got on top of Randy. And then here comes Pat, kicking more people in the dick.
Oh, man. So, again, if this all, there's possibilities. Maybe one of these years we'll get Homelander Cody. We'll see. Who knows? But, oh, man. All right, let's move on.
You're about to get, what animal is this, huh?
Woo!
Huh? It's a fucking horse. I still see that clip once in a while, and I can't help but laugh.
I haven't watched that clip in a minute.
I showed it to you.
I know you did, yeah.
And if I'm sad or something like that, which unfortunately has been a lot recently, I kind of just pop it open, and it's like, that's, nice little break. That's funny.
All right, let's quickly talk. Sorry, that last segment took time away from this one. Real quick, this feud now makes sense.
Yes, because Gunther and Paul Heyman, they don't even have a business relationship. It's another favor. Paul has fallen back to his same old bullshit where he's very grateful, and I owe you a big thank you. No, you owe me a lot more than a fucking thank you. When Oba's done tearing Brock Lesnar apart, I want his bitch ass at SummerSlam in Minnesota, because that's the cap on my Legend Killer ending careers tour. I'm using Seth to get to Brock. If I scratch your back, you're going to give me the gorilla, because I want to put him down.
In his hometown.
For good. Yeah. So now the story, I'm kind of surprised I didn't think about it at first, maybe because there's been so much other bullshit going on. Even just in the shows, it's been all over the place. Like, to be like, that does make sense now. And it drew me even more back when Ray returned and joined the ladder match when that was supposed to be the match. But I guess maybe he didn't get cleared 2 weeks ago, so now all of a sudden we can't.
No. Ray did not want to retire.
No.
He turned this story down.
He probably told him, like,
I'm still hurt.
I'd like Dom to be the one when the time comes, but I'm not ready to retire.
That's actually the right approach there, but
yeah. Or they reconcile and Ray he retires with Dom finally recognizing he's a good dad and all that. When that day comes that Dom finally says, "You're my father and I love you," he will be the biggest babyface in the world. People are going to lose their mind.
I know.
Michael Cole may have an aneurysm. Finally! All these years.
He's finally a grateful son.
Hey, maybe a run-in with a demon will give him a change of heart. We'll see how that goes. I want to see Triple H planned demon for the first time ever, Finn Balor, in main roster WWE.
I'm very happy, though, that we found it on social media that, demon.
Well, he did the promo, and he had the eye done, and then that's when they, on the graphic, they have him as the demon.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let's see what they do. This is going to be a really good opportunity for Finn. And this is a good opportunity for Gunther and for Seth, too. It's a filler. Seth doesn't have to win this match because this story doesn't really pertain to him. This is more about, like I said, Gunther and Brock setting that up for the future. So Seth can lose this, or Seth.
And also, you're out too if Braun Breaker is still healthy. If he's cleared, then that's your interference.
Because there's been reports he was at the shows and he's been pretty close. And like you mentioned, I think last week or the week before, that he just hasn't been. They wanted to have a story and build up, and they were afraid they were only going to get a few weeks when they want a few months out of that story. So you could see maybe Seth gets the advantage at WrestleMania, and because trying to make it big, Braun shows up. It's Paul's last little thank you.
Yeah.
Like, okay, really got your back. Here's Braun Breaker. He spears the hell out of Seth. Gunther wins. That's when Gunther tells him either that night or on Monday.
Right.
I've scratched your back, Paul Heyman. Now it's your time to scratch mine. I do a pretty good Gunther.
And I don't want just a...
I don't want your finger. I want the bear claw. It's an actual brand of a back scratcher if you look it up. I have like 13 of them.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah,
I might actually need one.
Yeah. Oh, it's so helpful. Especially with muscles as big as these. And you've been working out a lot.
Thank you.
You look good.
I was waiting for your compliment for me.
Yeah.
That was very selfish of
I
me.
could give you more. We just can't broadcast.
No, please don't.
I'm limited to one compliment per show. It's in the contract. I read the fine print.
Thank you. I'm glad you read it. That's why never mind.
Oh, yeah, you sign it.
I know. The match itself is going to be great.
Yeah.
The match itself will be, and that's why this was the one match, like, okay, even if you hated the story, which I know you can say that for a lot of the mid-card matches. Even if you're not a fan of the story, at least the match will be great. The one match that might be in jeopardy, however, we might get news by the time the show is released on Friday. But Stephanie Vaquer,
they're fine. They have bumps on their head.
You see that?
They posted the pictures.
Oh my God.
By Raw next week, the bumps will be gone or close. Like that. Yeah, she got fucking slant.
Oh man, the head.
When that happened, I was sitting on my couch and I was like thinking about stuff, and then like all of a sudden, I heard the crack. And I was like, oh, and then I saw the TV thing, and Liv sold that really well, considering she just got almost knocked the fuck out for real.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, like that's sometimes, you know what? The real shit pulls you in a little bit deeper into sometimes an accident ends up being a pretty damn good accident in that situation.
And kudos to Stephanie. There were reports she had heat, but like she went and talked to both of the girls. They're fine.
Yeah, it's
and everything. Actually, the story's in hand.
They know that it can happen.
I thought we're like Roxanne. I'm like, oh no, she just came back. I'm like, man, like, come on.
Well, luckily she doesn't have a match for WrestleMania, so she'll be fine. But
all right. Speaking of which, when we come back from break, I mean, you know it by now, but the day of our taping, the Saturday and WrestleMania Sunday cards were released. We will break those down coming up on the other side. Also, we got to talk about some of the people who are not listed for a WrestleMania match. There's a couple of contingencies there, but we'll talk about a few. There's some people on this that has had a great year that don't have a match at WrestleMania.
Tiffany and Julia are going to fight for the U.S. title, I thought. Is that not a thing then? Or they're not going to put that on the show? I didn't see the graphic. I have to look at it.
I have to look at the graphic.
They may be on it. If they're not, that's going to be on the SmackDown before.
Correct.
So they'll still wrestle in Vegas on Friday, but there's no way they're not going to have that match then, I would think.
The big guy, the one person we're going to actually legitimately talk about, though, is this guy.
Yeah. Well, again, we could see what happens tonight.
We're going to have to see what happens tonight because they're at least working.
Squeeze his way in. Yeah.
But and then also later on, I was able to watch Stand and Deliver. There were some notable things that happened with Stand and Deliver, and then so we're going to talk. Are there potential NXT call-ups post WrestleMania? Again, we're taping on the night that NXT is airing, so it's not. I would imagine just looking like everyone's going to be on the NXT shows for the next couple of weeks. You can still have blow-off feuds, but after WrestleMania, are you going to see certain names move up to the main roster? So we'll talk about all that when we come back from this break. Back after this.
The one thing I've noticed too, like when people walk into the store, like even if they've had a rough day, whatever, as you can see, like because we're right here in the front, we can see people walk in. As soon as they walk through those doors, the expression changes.
Yeah, it does.
Immediately.
Their eyes open up. They're like,
oh my
whoa,
goodness.
Look at this place.
And when the kids are always excited.
Oh,
But
yeah.
even the parents are like, I got to take my kids to the kid. They're like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. I love seeing that expression just change with everyone when they walk through.
For sure. Yeah, so it's, I mean, it's all about the experience here. We've got that. We've got the train set up with the amusement park ride, which is a tribute to an old park that used to be in Cleveland called Euclid Beach Park, closed in '69. But it's got all these little rides, miniature rides, and you can hit a button, and these rides start moving and making carnival noises, and it's just really cool. We just added another wall of old candy boxes. Some are from like the 20s, and we have a whole wall of them now.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick. With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh. I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Omega Video Marketing, as we are heading into spring. I don't know what the temperature is. It could be 80 degrees outside. It could be 50. It could be 30. But Megan Gallagher, she has you covered heading into the spring with a ton of great stuff. Her work with, she's all over the place. So she's covering Olympic athletes and other stuff. So.
Yeah, doing everything. Again, it's either Greater Cleveland Partnership or DCP or something downtown. She's been doing a great job with that and putting stories out and just covering the city that we live in, the city that we all love and appreciate. And Megan's been a big part of that. Multiple-time Emmy Award winner, looking for more and looking to help your business, whether it is, a singular event, whether it's, actually looking at the landscape of how to just improve in general. She just can handle all of that, and again, one of the best in the business to do so.
Again, the way to reach out to her, MeganRG440 at gmail.com, MeganRG440 at gmail.com. It's Omega Video Marketing. Again, business owner, content creator. You want to get more eyes on your product, and you got events coming up. Megan has you covered for sure. Proud sponsor here at the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast. Also, AlleyRoseFragrances.com. You want to check those out. These candles, I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen.
You've been burning them in the middle of your other shows and shit.
They last.
Watching smoke come up, I'm like, either he's smoking a Black and Mild or or that's an Alley Rose Fragrance soft bloom candle. Why not both?
Why not?
Little bit of this, little bit of that.
No, these I have at home the lemon bar candle. I'm not even joking. They smell phenomenal and they last. I've had this candle now for 3 weeks. Candles do not last that long typically.
If you burn them a lot, no, they're usually maybe a week.
Yeah.
Especially if you use them frequently.
Yeah, they do not. Allison does a phenomenal job. Alley Rose Fragrances does a phenomenal job. I'm going to call her Allison. She's our coworker. She makes these candles.
I think she's okay with you calling her actual name.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. But yeah, she does a great job with those. She personally handcrafts and makes the candles on her own, out from her home, and then it's sent to you. I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, when you open the box, it smells good, and then of course when you light the candles, your entire home is going to be fantastic. It smells phenomenal.
Also, I want to point out that it's not allrosefragrances.com.
Oh, that's a good point.
I hate to be that guy.
No.
But there's a lowercase I and inside edge 20 in our promo code.
Yes.
And I see the...
That's a good point. Hold up, ladies and gentlemen.
This is again, since I've been doing editing for our day job now, I'm noticing shit that I didn't, and this happened when I was a news director and all that stuff too, and everything like that. You just kind of pick up on things and see them, and it's like, oh, wait a minute. And it popped out. You can thank Talia for that one. She's got me seeing the craziest stuff now when it comes to.
Oh, she's really good.
She's great at what she does. But that's
there we go.
There
we go.
You put the lime in the coconut. And then you put a lowercase I in it, too. You did a great job.
AlleyRoseFragrances.com. Remember to spell Alley correctly. A-L-I.
I've been trying to get candles, but allrosefragrances.com is just a bunch of bouquets.
They're taking me to this website. They're asking me for my security. And
they're asking me if I want to meet local singles in my area.
What do you mean this 1-800 number? What are we doing? But no, Inside Edge 20. The promo code for first-time customers. So if you want to deliver a gift for a special someone or anything like that, Alley Rose Fragrances, you buy these candles. They also have body mist as well. So again, for your mom, for your significant other, anything like that, get these candles and the body mist. They're phenomenal. AlleyRoseFragrances.com. Use that promo code InsideEdge20. Get 20% off of your deal. All right. We move on. Did I mess that up? Oh, no. We should be back. There we go. We move on. I'm not getting into that.
I took you to task for that.
I know. That's why I'm going to move right along.
I don't have the available mental fortitude to rip you again for the next
We're
half
going to
hour.
move on. So the cards have been released. And let's get into it. We're going to start with WrestleMania Saturday. I try to make this as well as we can as far as what to see. So I want to point out a couple things before we dive in. the big component, of course, is the ESPN hours.
Yeah.
Now, night 1 is on ESPN2, and then night 2 is on the mothership. And I think that's why Brock Lesnar and Oba is on Sunday instead of Saturday.
Yeah.
Biggest audience you want to get. But the ESPN 2 hour for WrestleMania Saturday, Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu, and then you have the Usos and LA Knight versus Division, and I Show Speed. Saying that with a straight face. I would imagine when they announced this, when Tess announced this, I think they showed this match first. But I would imagine you have to lead off with McIntyre and Jacob Fatu.
I don't know. Because
yeah.
they want the biggest stars, and Logan Paul and Speed, those are names. That's why I told you the night 1 card looks like shit. There'll be some good matches. Like, I'm looking forward to Seth and Gunther, the match. I think Drew and Jacob will be good. I'm not looking forward to the 6-man tag, and you know how much I love Austin Theory in that too. I just can't. Again, current presentation sucks. The women's tag team title match is bad. Like, the build's been terrible.
I hate the story.
It's really bad.
I like the women that's in it, but I hate the story.
If it doesn't end with Bayley and Lyra winning too, it makes no sense either, by the way. And they probably won't. It'd be Alexa and Charlotte, possibly. They got me a little more interested in AJ versus Becky, but then the problem is they get in the ring. And again, I brought this up. AJ was very important in her time. She's not as good as everyone, because the type of female superstar has changed so much.
Yeah.
She was good in that era when it was like Nikki Bella and Brie Bella and those ones. She stood out. Now she doesn't. The promo was good. I liked what she did. Like the controlled situation, I mentioned in the Raw Reacts, but yeah, and this will be a short title reign for her too. I think Becky's going to win it back, but like it's just
and Becky, when Becky has to face older opponent, or I don't know if AJ's older, but like senior opponents, Becky's matches are not that great.
She needs to have.
She got to have somebody in that ring who can move faster.
Yeah, Rhea, Io, those kind of people. As you look at, it, you go, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like her matches with Lyra were actually pretty good.
They weren't that bad. The story was all over the place, but Lyra stood out
Mm-hmm.
because she was getting some more emotion in there, and she was looking pretty good. And then they obviously didn't even do anything with it.
But like when Becky's been in the ring, she had a match with Nikki Bella that wasn't that good, and then the AJ match, and I think part of it too is like, is AJ Lee? How I mentioned this on this show probably about a month ago or a month or two ago. Like, is AJ Lee working on her skills in the Performance Center? If she's not, then the matches are not going to be any better.
Yeah.
So it's as much as what she wants. Again, we won't know. Again, we've mentioned 3,000 times we're taping on Tuesday, so probably when this airs, we'll have an update. But Nikki Bella is injured. She has an ankle injury.
Huh.
Now, it's very possible that it could be rehabbed and she could be ready to go for the match.
Oh no! What would happen if it was only 3 teams? No, they have a backup team.
There is a backup team.
Yeah, go ahead.
Your favorites, the Kabuki Warriors, is the backup team.
That's why maybe they haven't booked Asuka versus Io yet, because there's a chance. Can it be like a retirement match with Io?
Are you saying that Gunther should face Asuka?
Yeah. Dude, I popped so hard for that. Are you kidding me? Oh, God. It would look great, too. Imagine her face paint just getting... Ooh. If there's ever going to be an intergender match in WWE, that's the one I want.
What should be the promo for Gunther going into that match?
Shut up! And that's it. I know I'm not from here, but no one understands what you're saying. Like, that kind of, yeah. You're just screaming into the microphone. Making a mess. I will clean it up at WrestleMania. He could honestly pull double duty in the same night, and I'd be totally fine with it. Do us all a favor. I know Paul's doing you a favor. Do us a favor.
So I would imagine here with Saturday. So, again, we have the ESPN 2-hour. I think you are right from the standpoint of what exactly would you open with?
Yeah, it's going to be the Logan Paul match, and then Drew and Jacob, obviously. Because that match will take a little longer, too. If it's unsanctioned, it will go 20, 25 minutes, something like that.
Because you could at least pull shit. Oh, you know why that's going to open, too, right? The very first superstar is going to come out. It's going to be the same one from last year. Jey Uso. It's going to be yeeting.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same one.
Uh-huh. Yep.
And then I'm curious, too, with that ESPN hour on both nights. Are they going to be locked? Is 7 o'clock going to be a hard out? Like, say the second match runs over. Or would they stick with the second match on? Again, if we're going to watch on the app, we won't care about this.
I think it's all going to be. That's why it's only 2 matches, both nights.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll time it out properly where they get off at that point. There may be the 2 matches and a promo segment.
Yeah,
because remember, John Cena's hosting.
That's right.
So
I forgot about.
And they're going to do they're going to introduce the Hall of Famers probably on Sunday or whatever it is, because that's going to be a whole thing. Probably John may be the one introducing them. You never know. I mean, he's the host, so you figure he's going to do something. The question is, what is John going to be wearing?
Really?
If he comes out in a suit, I'd be like, dude, really?
Oh, no, no.
He said he's retiring the jorts. When he left, he said, I'm never putting this on again. Wouldn't it be funny if you wore a Toraway suit and it was the jorts and all that stuff? Hey, they make that shit. He's an actor. He can do it.
Yeah.
No, he should come out with the cargo shorts instead of the jorts. I told you I was retiring the jorts, but not the cargos. Yeah, you Sly W.
He should wear all 5 of his Fruity Pebbles shirts.
The number of times my son has been like, so when's John Cena going to wrestle again? I'm like, fuck are you?
When Vince McMahon's back.
Yeah, he'll fucking.
Yeah.
Well, we'll give him $25 million a year. It's more than 2 of your movies.
We're going to show you what a real retirement tour looks like. Oh, God. Oh, God.
We're going to show you what a 5-year retirement tour looks like.
You're going to know the real reason why MJF didn't want to come here.
John Cena's going to end up being a 28-time champion. Just watch.
Oh, man. Next week, we'll go over what we think the order of
But the
show
main event,
should be.
obviously, will be Randy and Cody. That's going to be the main event. I told you.
What do you mean? It's not going to be Liv and Steph? No, I'm kidding.
I told you at first. I forget what match I thought that should have been in that spot.
Did you say you said Jade and Rhea?
At first,
This was before the story actually played out.
This is before even Randy and Cody really got going. But then immediately I was like, no, because it would have made no. Because I thought it was going to be Bianca and Jade.
Oh yeah,
that could have been something where maybe she could have carried that. But apparently Bianca, does she still have a hand? I don't know. Like Jesus,
her and Bailey, trash talking on social media. It was nothing serious, but
Bianca and Bailey.
It was not that Bailey posted like workout videos or something, and then Bianca was responding, "Hey, I could do that," and then Bailey posted another video, "Hey, I could do that too." And Bailey was like, "Man, I wish your hand could get back in working order so I could beat you up like I used to." All right, so okay, for audio listeners, you can find the card. You know what they are. Yeah. I mean, so basically the gist, Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton is going to be the main event. Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu, hour number 1, and then the Usos, LA Knight division, and I Show Speed, highlight night number 1. Now we go to WrestleMania Sunday.
Hey, look, the real card.
The different graphics.
Holy shit. They saved it all for this, and it still makes Sunday feel like it's the day. Because every single match, ironically enough, maybe with the exception of Rhea and Jade, I'm really looking forward to. And there could be something that comes out of it that's really important. The first hour of ESPN, Brock and Oba, this is Oba's coming out party. This is his crowning. This match shouldn't take long. Like, this should be pretty dominant, pretty quick, and Brock should do the business because it was his time with The Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's Oba's time now. The ladder match is interesting because this should be Javon Evans' time.
And just to stay who's in that match, J.D. McDonough, Dragon Lee, Penta, Javon Evans, Rusev, and Rey Mysterio.
Random Rusev spotting. Like, okay. I guess you had to have one big guy in there, so to speak. But, like, yeah, this is Javon Evans' big time. Both of them going to be on the first hour. They think they can market Javon pretty well. Rey's in the match, too, now. More star power, all that stuff. Trick and Sammy. We're assuming Melo's probably going to be inserted maybe into that match tonight. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But this is Trick's coming out party now to get a mid-card champion.
I thought the Trick Sammy match was in the running for the ESPN hour because WWE has been sending Trick to ESPN a
good.
lot.
You said everyone's been saying they see him and how he handles himself, and they're like, "Yep,
yeah,
he's got it too.
He's got it."
We'll see how long he stays before he gets into movies too. But like, yeah, he's that dude. You get the Finn and Dom match with now the added bonus of it being the Demon.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a special attraction in its own right. It's kind of highlighted even more on that.
And what I hope for that match now, Oba and Brock will not get the benefit of this, but Finn and Dom, especially with the Demon, because it's in Vegas, West Coast time. Hopefully that's later on the show, so it's dark, and then you really get that at night.
I would wait to do that match until they're in. So they're in Vegas and they're inside though, so they can fuck with it. And
you can make it dark,
darker,
yeah.
But that would be one of the matches I put on towards the end.
I would imagine like Punk and right before Punk and Roman. The card order is going to be very interesting.
Well, I think so. You're probably going to lead with Lesnar and Oba.
Mm-hmm.
Then to keep people like, holy shit, Oba just killed him. Oh, now we get this 6-man ladder match. Holy shit.
Right.
Then you probably go into Jade and Rhea.
That's a good cool-down match.
Yeah, and then you kind of have your choice. I mean, who do you want to go before the main event?
You could probably. I would say if you go this route, you probably after Jade and Rhea do Trick and Sammy and hopefully Melo. And then do Finn and Dom.
You kind of put space in between some title matches there, which is smart.
And also, if we do end up getting Io and Asuka, it would go in night 2.
Because there's only 6 matches.
Yeah. And I don't trust... The part that does worry me, if it stays with 6 matches, I don't trust CM Punk in a long match.
You know, I do now. I think the stuff about that and about like he can't go still or he's going to get hurt, like... It's been a couple of years now. He's been good. I'm not worried about it anymore. He's calloused off. He's used to this. He's been there every week. He's wrestled a bunch. I'm not. He can go.
If his conditioning's up to speed,
Roman's gonna wrestle this super fast-paced match.
I was just talking that out. Like, it's a Roman Reigns match. It's gonna be slow.
It's gonna be slow. It's gonna be deliberate, methodical, whatever word you want to use to substitute slow. That's the word it's going to be.
And it's
gonna be bloodline rules.
Yeah, I don't know if my other idea from a couple weeks ago about the super bloodline is gonna happen.
Boy, I hope not.
But if it did, even if that did happen, like you would need to see teasers and stuff with that. But I'm very curious what the big payoff is going to be. Again, we'll talk about the payoffs and stuff next week on the preview show.
Roman will show up the next night on Raw with the title, and then you won't see him again until Backlash.
They have a world title?
Actually, he might not wrestle at Backlash, even though it's in Tampa, in the state where he lives.
Who's the this is a stupid question. Who's the Intercontinental Champion?
Penta.
Penta would be the top champion. If Roman Reigns does, if he's part-time, if he has the title.
It'll be Javon.
Yeah.
Or you know what? They may give Ray a little run because they were teasing Ray and Dom again. When Dom said he's got something for his dad, it's like, okay, well, I mean, does he fuck up possibly and hand Ray the title on accident? And then Ray has Dom has a way back to the IC title because Dom still isn't really been put in the main event scene yet. So,
what is the probability of the 3 NXT standouts all winning?
Oh, extremely high.
Obafemi, Trick Williams, and Javon
I think
Evans.
it's guaranteed in 2 out of the 3. If Brock and Sammy win those matches,
all hell will break loose.
What the hell? Like, Brock should not beat Obafemi.
There's no path
world
for me to see Brock winning.
There's no world.
There's a bit of a hope. I don't even want to say hope, but there's a bit of a chance of Sammy winning, only if they want to go all in on Sammy being a douche.
Yeah,
as a character.
I just thought about this too with Brock. The plan might have always been bring him back. Oba beats him at Mania. Gunther retires him at SummerSlam. Brock goes into the Hall of Fame in Saudi. That could very well be we're going to have The Rock on the show, and we're going to have Brock going into the Hall of Fame because we want all the names still. But Brock doesn't want to fucking do this anymore. I mean,
I have to drop a bomb in there for 2 seconds. We did hear reports like a month or so ago that the initial pitch of the Brock Lesnar versus whoever he was going to face at WrestleMania, Brock and Paul Heyman allegedly lobbied to win this match so Brock looks strong going into SummerSlam. I think it's clear and obvious that that is not. Because even the booking leading up to this match would have been way different.
no, you need to have Brock looking weak.
Yeah.
So that way Gunther can capitalize on that favor. Like, I'd have Brock wrestle a couple more times before SummerSlam, and maybe he wins, but it's like he's starting to realize I'm losing a step. And that's when Gunther comes in, who hasn't, and he's like, all right, time to cash in.
Who would be the other? Give me one name you would like to see Brock face before. I'm sorry to drop this question right on you because this is a tough one. If there's one name that Brock could face between Oba at WrestleMania and Gunther at SummerSlam, you don't even have to tell me how the story would be presented or would show. Just give me a name.
I think the logical one that most people aren't going to like is LA Knight. He was already rumored to be in this match at one point. For a throwaway to get Brock's confidence back on track, but then he still struggles with him, with LA Knight of all people, then it's like, okay. I mean, now we've got something for Gunther here where he can swoop in and get the job done. But I don't really see anyone else, because I swear to God, if Roman wins that title and Brock comes out on Monday and challenges Roman, and we have to go through that shit again, it was really good the last time. Can we leave it there? You're not going to get better than that SummerSlam match when he flipped the fucking ring. Like, that was insane. Like, why? You can't top that.
And I don't. I'll say this from a business standpoint. I trust Brock way more than like a John Cena in terms of business. So I don't see that being a match that Brock Lesnar would propose.
I think he will look at it like who really matters. Braun Breaker.
That's what he did for this.
Braun Breaker's another one. If they wanted to keep it in Vision and
Braun Breaker would be the one if that. But
if he's really hurt and he's not going to make an appearance, then he's going to be out for a while longer. Because if it's the whole hernia thing, he'll be gone until SummerSlam,
right?
Maybe even a little bit after. So, and Bronson Reed's out just as long too. He could have been the other person. Maybe you could have pitched in that spot,
right?
Another monster to fuck with Brock, that kind of thing. I don't know. There's not much after this for Brock. And that's not even anyone's fault. There's just no one left that I really want to see him fight. There's no Goldberg waiting in the wings. Oh, what would have happened? I don't need Undertaker to come out of retirement, pop his hip back in place, and try and fight this guy. Like, I'm good. Like, and so is he. He's good where he's at. So, like, this match, and then run the Gunther match at SummerSlam and call it. But Punk and Roman will be in the main event, obviously. That's the main event of this one.
Now, real quick, we move on briefly to the superstars not listed for WrestleMania.
Julia and Tiffany should be the 7th match on night 2.
Okay.
That really should be a match at WrestleMania because Tiffany was in the main title match last year. She's been that person, and she was for a long time. The others, we talked about Mello. He probably should be in his situation. I think if Roxanne didn't get hurt, maybe Raquel and Roxanne could have been in the women's tag match, and honestly, maybe I would have cared a little more at that point. Bless you, Pete. Solo is too busy staring at a fucking light that I no longer care about because they botched that story 3 different ways from Sunday.
He was finally forced to give it back.
He didn't give it up. He got Tama put on the fucking ring and got out of the way. That's, again, been a really sad story that no one cares about.
And go figure. I'm telling you, we both know MFTs and the Wyatts at WrestleMania SmackDown.
Probably something stupid like that or whatever, or they'll implode, or I don't know.
Who cares?
El Grande, they were going to book the El Grande versus original El Grande. If you've noticed, Chad Gable's not been on TV. They're keeping that for AAA, I guess. That's fine. But Mello should be in the triple threat. Tiffany and Julia should be the match.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you could put Chelsea in that match too, but you can't because she's still hurt. And then Solo and Raquel is going to be Liv's lackey.
Yeah, Raquel will be.
Wouldn't it be crazy
on the show? Yes.
If I thought about this a little bit too, because Liv has a tendency to have people turn on her. Wouldn't it be just the craziest thing? It's because we didn't get an answer from Roxanne.
That's a great point. like right before Stephanie's attack.
Because Roxanne and Raquel got a lot closer when Liv was gone, they tagged together. They won tag titles, or they had them, or whatever it was. They defended them, or whatever. Maybe Roxanne got in Raquel's ear and said, Liv's losing it. She came back. She tried to put her foot down. She's trying to lead. That's not what Judgment Day's about. That's not what I was told it was about. She's kicking guys out. She's in Dom's ear trying to tell him things. This could be the start of like Dom and Liv leaving the Judgment Day. And that might be good for JD McDonough, because maybe that means he gets the Intercontinental title. I don't know. Maybe they finally reward him for getting 15 concussions in the past year. That big-ass head. But
he knocks it out of the park every time he wrestles. I'll give him that.
He has great... That's why I was kind of bummed out he didn't actually wrestle Finn, because I was like, oh, that would have been a really good match. But yeah.
That's an interesting point. I wonder if they... Let's see where that goes.
Because I don't know if Stephanie's going to lose. I know they want to put Liv in that spot, but like Stephanie hasn't really looked bad other than the initial starting of this feud. Since then, she's looked like the person that should win it. And
I think out of the 13 matches that have been announced, I think that's the hardest one to predict in terms of a winner.
Well, you can see Liv winning because they want to build a division around her.
But Stephanie, that's a great point.
Stephanie
too.
is at her age, if not younger, and she's as big of an international star as anyone they have, and she's still...
It doesn't feel like either with Stephanie that they have really like fulfilled
she needs
all the potential that she could deliver with the championship.
They changed her music, which is part of it. The commentary was part of it. And honestly, you know what? I know she's smaller, but she could be a great fucking heel. Her name is the Dark Angel.
I know.
I mean, like, don't ready for the Inferno I bring. The last guy I was talking about Inferno that was in WWE was Kane, and he was an asshole for 20 of the 25
Cody's not
years.
a fan of one of Disco.
Apparently, and he's not a fan of him either. Just in Cody's soft skin. Like I don't. They'll all have stuff to do except for probably El Grande.
The only one I would be truly upset. Io, I kind of feel I don't like the fact they kind of reverted back with Io and Rhea. I thought the separation was going to be good.
It's also
long-term.
still uneven. Rhea and Io versus the three of them is still uneven. So like they need one more person.
So hopefully Io has a spot. She's had a great year. You're right about Tiffany. The one I would be greatly upset would be Mello if he's not able to.
Oh, he made the U.S. title relevant. Him and Dragunov both did. They made it like worthwhile to watch. And Sammy kind of got swooped in because he didn't have any plans.
Yeah.
And which is fine. Sammy should be on Mania. I told you he shouldn't be where he's at. He should be in the main event. But I mean,
the excuse they laid out though last week on SmackDown. Hey, Mello got his rematch and he lost. So I mean. Do the shenanigans, but he lost.
Yeah, whatever.
So I mean, we'll see. Last thing, you had Stand and Deliver this past Saturday. Great show, a lot of great things. You got to see some superstars in a new way, and
the first thing you sent me. NXT already better than most main roster shows. By the way, JC Jane had like 3 nip slips. I'm like, you know what? I was late to the program because I thought it started at 8 Eastern. So I started watching at like 7:45, and by then they had blacked out the screen, so I couldn't see it.
Oh, that whole opening match was. You're on the internet. You can find out. Anywho,
if you really want to find it, I guess you probably
you can find it.
Yeah.
Anywho, I was just throw out just some thoughts on a few days. I'll start with JC, and I think honestly. I looked it up. She's only 29 years old.
She was still in the top 20 under 30 or whatever it was. The list we read. I think she was in the top 10 or close to it.
She has. I strongly believe she has all the tools right now. She's going to be the one. I think the way she was presented to, they get her walkout. I don't know if you saw her walkout.
Oh yeah, I watched the entire thing.
That was an NXT farewell.
She's 2-time champion. She's held the title for more days than Bayley did, or something like that. They made a point to mention that. Obviously not the long. I think Asuka still probably is the longest overall.
Yeah, I think they just said
combined. Combined days as champion. I mean, and she's been down there for a while. It kind of got stopped. Started with Toxic Attraction and all the stuff with Mandy Rose happening, and then she had to kind of be in a buffer zone for a little bit with like fucking Chase U and all that stuff for a little while when her and Thea, and then. Now she formed this group that also had to go through a change because Jasmine Nix wanted to do OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Shocker. She keeps falling in these groups. These girls, these attractive girls, want to do other shit, or don't want to get re-signed for less money, want to make more. So.
Correct. Yes.
Whatever. To each their own.
But you know what? Since we've been doing the reacts, and I've been on the NXT beat. Like, okay, I have to watch NXT more extensively, but I very much enjoy what I watch each and every single week. And since I have intently watched NXT every single week, she's one of the standouts, usually the highlight of the show each and every single week.
She is.
And you're talking about like some of the, the NXT women having standout moments and stuff. She entertains each and every single week. And I look at the main roster on the women's side. They need Jade Cargill's one of them, but I don't know how long she's going to be around because and again, you don't know in terms of in ring how she's going to look.
And if she loses to Rhea, I don't imagine Jade sticking around. At least initially, I think she'd take a vacation or something like that.
JC is the one that you can build an entire like that's your heel. That's one of your number one heels.
Do you call it the entire group? I feel like you kind of have to. Which for Lainey Reed, man, what a turn. Because like 5-6 months ago, she was like the weird country girl, and now she's part of this group that's, in semi-main events on major programs. I think Fallon's ready.
Fallon is ready, yes.
I think Lainey can kind of, hey, you know what? Baptism by fire. Learn or they'll cut your ass. I mean, that's pretty much how it's going to work.
My answer's no.
Well, her role ain't going to be as...
I know.
JC's going to be the star of the show.
Yeah, my answer's no, but I wouldn't hate it. I'll put it to you that way.
We're also speaking on this, post NXT. This is coming out Friday, though. We're recording it Tuesday. So something could have happened.
Mm-hmm.
They could have turned on her. There could have been a thing. We're kind of speaking posthumously about this whole thing, if it's still together or not.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If they are, I mean, you got to make room, though, too, because you still have Blake Monroe hanging out. You still have Izzy Dame. You still have Sol Ruka now probably going to be in the title picture, and she's not getting called up anytime soon. They want her to be champion before she goes, I'm assuming.
I was going to bring up briefly Sol Ruka.
I don't think, because Lola Vice ain't going to be champion for too long.
Right.
I think they want Sol to be the girl.
Mm-hmm.
An interesting name for me because I think she has a lot of the tools, and because of the power she has, too. I know it's going to be, like, indicative on her connection with Sol, but Zarya on the main roster would be fun. She shows she can cut a promo now.
Yes.
And we know she can work.
Yes. I want to see Zarya, what she does. Obviously, there's more meat to the bone with her and Soruka, but how does she look as a solo act away from Soruka once that time comes? Yeah. So maybe with her, that might be another year. Yeah. Or another, 9 months or so, and then you get moved up. But remember, too, with the women, here's what you can do with Fatal Attraction as well, or Fatal Influence. So what you...
Combine two groups?
Yes, I did. But the tag team women's division on the main roster, you are seeing that, okay, we have to load up the women's tag team, but you are sacrificing the singles roster.
This time you wouldn't. Because Fallon and
you would bring everybody.
They could be the tag team, and Jason could be the single star. Mm-hmm. So you're actually gaining both.
Yeah,
you're addition by addition.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting a new single star to compete either for the women's U.S. title. Her and Tiffany be a fun feud for the first couple months, and then you have Fatal Influence, the tag team, go for the women's tag titles.
And again, JC has all the tools. On the microphone, she shines. Mm-hmm. On the microphone, she is phenomenal. The wrestling, of course, is on point. It's just her overall presentation is phenomenal.
I'm just worried. We know certain people have it. I know Rhea Ripley has it. I know Obafemi has it. We knew John Cena when he started rapping. We're like, okay, we got something here. Like for JC, and this happens a lot with female superstars, unfortunately, that are like really over in smaller promotions or NXT or something like that. When they come to the main roster, sometimes that shit just don't take. Julia was supposed to be the second coming of Christ at this point. And she is the women's U.S. champion, and no one cares. Kiana James has shined brighter than Julia, and that they've worked really hard to suppress that shine over the past however many months since Elimination Chamber. But like, I'm concerned she's going to get that spot, and maybe it doesn't take as quickly, and they start to panic, and that's my concern.
JC can talk. That's my separator.
Well, I got a bunch of girls that can go out there and shit on the fans and all that stuff. She needs to find a way to connect with them, either as a good person or a bad person, probably more like a heel. Relatable heel. Someone that, like a Drew McIntyre, who he says a lot of things that you're like, man, fuck that dude. But he's got a point. We need more of that. More realism in your heelism, if you will. That's probably something Dusty Rhodes would say.
He probably
I need more
mentioned that in the
realism in your
class.
heelism, baby.
He
But
probably mentioned that in the class.
But like I gotta feel it more. You can't just throw insults and we say you're good on the mic. She is, but like you've got to be able to mean it, and there's got to be like a real connection where the crowd is like, fuck her, but she's got a point.
And she can't be presented as a comedy act.
No,
in any way, shape, or form.
She's never been the comedy.
Yeah,
Even
correct.
When she was with the other group, they were a tag team series. Like Gigi was the one that was more of a kind of a klutz, that kind of thing, or whatever it is. And then they tried to book Gigi serious, and then it didn't work. Now she's back in the Indies. But like, yeah, I worry about her.
Okay.
The men. Is it time
For who?
to say his name and he'll appear on the main roster for good?
Yes.
You think it's time?
Yes.
You were pitching a Joe Hendry. There's a door. I was afraid he was going to bust into it. You never know. We got like 4 doors in the studio.
We do.
Jury's out if he shows up.
Yes.
Joe Hendry, Tony D'Angelo feud moving forward, even though Tony D, the one guy he paid respect to a little bit was Joe, saying, I have no quarrels against you. I appreciate what you've done, but like you're still an outsider.
It could, and remember again, it could be quick in terms of the next couple of weeks,
He could
right?
Like a quick rematch. Or
But I say yes for 2 reasons. Number one, didn't even realize this. Joe Hendry's like 36 or 37 years old. He does not have that much time in terms of in-ring.
Oh,
You got, I mean, well, WWE.
well, tell him now. Yeah,
I know.
they're
WWE, you can
you'll reach
wrestle
your
till you're
prime
50.
until you're 40.
I know.
He's not even in his prime yet.
Yeah, he can't even main event for the next 7 years. No, but 36, 37 at NXT. I know he's just got there, but he has learned the WWE system. It's time. Move him up. The other thing, too, he has incredible social media reach. I'm thinking of things that TKO would love. He has incredible social media reach still. Now, obviously, he's worked on that. He's one of those guys, if you're looking for somebody to bring you into pro wrestling that doesn't watch every week or doesn't watch at all, Joe Hendry's that guy that could bring you in. He can bring you in. I mean, my ex talked about Joe Hendry more than me. And she was watching the TikToks.
Yeah,
it was that. So like you can't. That's a guy who I can see. And you need a pure babyface, a babyface that people are not. Well, who knows these days? But a babyface that I believe that people will not turn on.
never know.
But again, if
he's around long enough.
If he's around long enough, we believe you suck.
I mean, could happen.
And a couple more names. Maybe I guess it's not a package deal, but I'll bring them up both at the same time. Ethan Page and Ricky Saints.
I'd bring them up together as a tag team right now. Because, again, both tag divisions kind of suck. No offense to R-Truth and Damian Priest, but, like, the Raw tag titles with now it's with the Vision.
SmackDown actually would be the perfect spot to bring them to take the tag titles off of R-Truth.
It would be, and that'd be a
Damian.
good first platform for them to kind of get introduced to the main roster and that kind of stuff. And they have good chemistry together.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the Trick and Mello thing. They could always be tethered to each other. There could be stories down the road, all that kind of stuff. I want to see that.
Yeah.
If they're going to call them up.
If you call them up, because
Who knows?
I don't know, and I don't know. You watch NXT, you kind of know what direction they're going to go with. But yeah, I think it could be because again, that class, they were a part of it. I didn't. I've had my share of thoughts on how they were presented, but they are they're both incredible talents. And
Ethan Page, I told you, has been one of my favorite pro wrestlers to watch for a while now.
I can see both of those. This is what has made the Trick Williams thing interesting. I think Trick Williams is one of those guys that's actually more over on the main roster than he was in NXT.
There was a build-up, and then once people actually got to see it in person, yeah. Because, again, he has that it factor where it's like you just can't deny it. Like, he's going to be one of those guys. I think Ethan Page has that to a point. I don't know about Ricky.
I know, yeah.
Because, again, Lil Rock comparisons are hard to shake when he's coming in with the open shirts, the sunglasses, that kind of thing.
But Ricky...
Trying to hit on Sexy Red. Come on, man. Yeah.
She want a baddie. No, here's the thing, though. If Vince McMahon is back, Ricky Saints has that Austin Theory type build. Vince McMahon Austin Theory.
Yeah, Austin Theory is over 6 feet, though.
If Vince is back, we gotta talk about your boy Austin Theory.
He's about to get the biggest push in his life. He's about to be leading the division. He's about to be Braun Breaker. Take a seat. I'm running the show now.
We gotta talk about your boy.
Me and my inspirational Facebook posts are running the show now.
Remember to get W Energy, W.GG. Use both promo codes, SHWP10. Use Inside Edge 10 as well. No jitters. No stuff as well. So rather you have to work for the day, heading to the gym, getting ready to dominate a tennis tournament. Boom, make it happen.
I got plenty of fuel for the fire.
Make it happen with W Energy. Again, no sugars.
Pete was here before you said you were going to be here 20 minutes early. He got to see the unedited version of me losing my shit, so that was fun.
W.GG is where you need to go, W Energy. And again, remember, go to InsideEdgeNetwork.com. You get to see all the details. That's how you can find us on the socials. Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast with Double A and Kyle on Facebook. We're on YouTube. That logo there is TikTok. And
wrong background.
We have...
Gotta get the white TikTok logo.
I think we've done like 40 episodes with this background. I'm just now realizing I need to change the TikTok logo. Don't forget to go to allrosefragrances.com as well.
The best part about it is I didn't see it until now. And I was like, look, I was just staring at it, and I was like, oh, no.
Oh, one other quick thing, too. This weekend, Inside Edge Network, I believe Sunday, we'll be at Greenie Sports Cards convention on Sunday at Independence. We'll be there, the main event. Myself, Rob Rozicki, Eli Moon will be there. Our Chad Bryan will be there as well. And you get these sports cards. Trade, a lot of great stuff. I found here in the studio one of Kyle's favorites. It's a All Elite Wrestling sports card. Here you go.
Let's see who's on the actual, because it's the same cover. So Mariah May and Britt Baker are on these, and they don't even really wrestle anymore. For at least not for AEW. That's funny. And this is 2025. This was recent. Orange Cassidy, Kazuki Okada. I refuse.
What do you mean? That's part of the Don Callis family.
Yeah, like half the roster is.
Yes.
And then Swerve. Who is he, a good guy or a bad guy? I don't know. You tell me. I forget where he's at in his current story. Don't waste your money on AEW cards, but feel free to trade other ones, maybe old school cards, stuff from like the olden days, territory wrestling. That'd be fun. But like this shit is.
If you're an AEW fan, though,
the box is worth more than the cards inside of it.
This is actually a cool box. You get to see cool boxes.
No, I'm saying that the actual material of the box is worth more than the cards. You try to get someone to trade with you, they'll ask for money for it. Like, I'll take the card for $10. Fuck. Fine.
Speaking of somebody who, man, she could have been so much more, Dr. Britt Baker.
Well, she wrote some people the wrong way, got hurt.
Yeah.
And then when your relationship falls through with Adam Cole, I'm never going to forgive her for essentially pulling Adam Cole away from WWE. Because right now, that dude, probably because of the style difference, maybe wouldn't have had 15,000 concussions in it like he did in AEW, and he could be in the main event of WrestleMania this year.
And McAfee could have cut the promo using Adam Cole.
Cody and Cole would have been a better match, I think. Just because.
Why are you struggling with WrestleMania tickets when Adam Cole is here?
No, honestly, in that scenario, I would have had McAfee join Cody and Cody turn heel, and that's part of the Cody's kingdom, like his little stable, and they take on Undisputed Era, that kind of stuff. And Adam Cole was like, I wouldn't have got rid of any of them. I would have kept them all because that group was still one of the best things about NXT ever. Yeah, like that was solid.
All right, great show. We'll be back with you next week, next Friday, the day before WrestleMania. It's Side Hustle Podcast. It's our official WrestleMania preview show.
Yeah, biggest show of the year for us.
Yeah, so tune in next Friday.
Maybe I'll dress up.
Buddy, I will not be doing that. Buddy, great words earlier. Good luck with the tennis tournament.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Excited, not excited to be driving alone 30 hours, but I mean, still, it'll be a good time. Got a lot of things to take out on some people in Arizona this coming weekend. A lot of pent up feelings and aggression and just a lot. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, you guys have a great weekend, and we will see you next Friday for the WrestleMania preview show.
I just realized too, I actually tied Meg. She has 4 Emmys. I have 4 tennis titles. So she needs to step her fucking game up because I might be getting another one this weekend. I may pull ahead. They said it couldn't be done. And the difference is it didn't take me 10 years, Meg. It took me less than 1. So
I'm not involved in this.
Listen, her read today was spotless.
Yeah, for the first time in like
now it's
half
time,
a year.
Now it's time.
Hell yeah, no.
Now it's time to just fucking throw away.
It's going to be just like these AEW cards. You want to take them with you?
No. I'll put them in my rim and pretend like I'm riding a motorcycle. Pete knows what I'm talking about.
Bye-bye, everybody.
America.
America.
America.